everybody. Welcome to another episode of Alto Call MAFS. Today's episode is an episode of the MAFS Catch Up, where I speak with former participants from Married at First Sight. And this week, I have another person from season 15, and it is Krysten. Hi, Krysten. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. I had Alexis on a few weeks ago, and that was so much fun. And I know that's your girl. So,
That's my girl. I was literally talking to her this morning.
oh, that's awesome. I was just watching her. She's doing a Ask Me Anything, and I'm just laughing because she's funny. 'Cause-
She's so funny. I was just telling her, I was like, I miss you so much. Let's plan a reunion ASAP.
yeah, and this is a good place to start. It's like, what have you been up to? You have been in a few different places since, maps ended, and what's going on with you? What's the update?
Yeah. So before MAFS, I had spent my whole life in Virginia, where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
And I just cannot imagine never having experienced life outside of Virginia. So I was like loving life in California. I had a remote job for like 4 or 5 years during kind of COVID and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then sadly, last year, my company was like just not in a great place.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. So I
Yeah.
had to come back home to Virginia, and I work in real estate now.
Okay.
So kind of the dream, the traveling. And I mean, I went everywhere I wanted to go. I went to Europe. Lived in New York City, lived in LA. Like it was the best time of my life, but it's back to reality now. So I'm back. Yeah, for real. It's hitting hard. So it's me and Luna. I bought my first, I had said this on the show, but I wanted to start owning investment properties.
Mm-hmm.
So I did buy my first investment property.
Yay.
Yeah, I have it like gorgeously decorated, and I rent it out to like travel nurses, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of like it's in a good spot in Virginia.
Yeah.
But so to answer your question, a lot of work. Full transparency, not a lot of dating. I'm sure we'll get more into that maybe. But I'm really, really happy.
That's
And
good.
yeah, I feel good. Business is good. Luna is, I'll have to grab her. She's asleep right behind me right now. But
Okay, you answered two of my questions. I was going to ask how Luna was, and good to know that she's good and thriving. And your relationship status, I was going to say there was a boy at some point, wasn't there?
yes. I never hard launched him because I saw some serious red flags.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I wanted the people to know that your girl was getting off the market, but I was like, I'm not 100% sure about this one. So I'm always open to love. I'm
Yeah.
open to love.
Mm-hmm.
My expectations are, I wouldn't even call them high. I would call them like equal. Like I just want someone who has good personality, good heart, and like is employed. Like I don't think I'm asking for the world here.
Yeah.
So I don't do the apps because I personally think that you meet people on there that you should never even meet, and you don't
Mm-hmm.
have any connections. So you get ghosted a lot, and
Yeah.
vice versa. Like there's no just human decency on the apps anymore. So I don't do them.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this had to be about 6 months ago. I was having dinner. I didn't feel like cooking, so I was having dinner at this restaurant by my place solo. I don't care,
Mm-hmm.
solo any time of the week, solo date. And then this guy saw me, and he was like, "Can I join you? Like, can we maybe get a bottle of wine? And I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
know if that's okay." I said, "Sure, of course." We hit it off. We had a great time. He was 8 years younger. So he was in
Okay.
his mid 20s,
Mm-hmm.
mid to upper, let's say upper 20.
Okay.
And, it's love bombing is strong, but there was a little bit of that. And we were having fun, and I felt like we were very simpatico. But I just like, I have a career. I own my own home.
Yeah.
have equal expectations. And he just started like, ooh, kind of spiraling a little bit, like only
Hmm.
on month 4, he
Yeah.
started to kind of act a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I just was like, I need to take things a little bit slower. You're going a little off the rails here. I need you to
Yeah.
calm down. Let's get to know each other. We don't have to get married right now. I've done that before. And then ultimately, Memorial Day weekend, actually, which was only like 2 months ago,
Supposed to go. Yeah.
he had his final meltdown. And I was just like, look, I don't need to be in a relationship. You don't talk to me like that. You only talk to me like that once and
Yeah.
it's done. And then essentially we got into a huge argument over nothing, over
Hmm.
nothing. And so the next day I was just like, is this worth it? Like, this
Yeah.
is insanity. It's not worth it to me. And so here I am again, just trucking along, happy as can be. So
Yeah.
I wish I had a better, true
Oh,
love exists on the other side of Married at First Sight. And I do believe it still does, but
yeah.
you get lucky or you settle, and I'm not doing either one of those right now. So that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming. Now, you've lived in San Diego, you've lived in New York, and then you're in Virginia. Which was your best dating city?
Ooh,
Or
I
is that
love I
unfair?
love that. I love that question. Believe it or not, New York City was
Mm,
the best dating scene I have ever encountered in my life.
wow.
I had like I would say like long-term talking stages there.
Okay.
So I had several 3 to 4 month relationships. Um, that makes me sound like a red flag now, but it was incredible. Like, they send a car for you, they pick you up, they'll take you to a 4 course, they'll let you pick the restaurant, a 4 course omakase, you know, or a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Like, the bar can never be reached in New York City for dating, and it was incredible. But there's so many options. So like
So,
I had 10 more options and they had 10 more options. And so it's
yeah.
very unlikely you'll actually settle down like in your mid 30s and just get married there. They just date forever there.
Ever. Yeah. Oh, and they say money doesn't matter. Look what it can do. Just a car.
I think a little bit of money is
It
important. Like,
helps.
I don't
Yeah.
want zero, but you don't need 10 million, but somewhere in the middle is nice.
Yeah. So, how long had you lived in San Diego before you applied, or well, did you apply for Married at First Sight, or were you scouted? That sounds terrible, but
Oh,
yeah.
I applied all
Okay.
natural.
She doesn't mean naked, guys. She put on clothes and went. Okay. All right. So, how long had you lived in San Diego at that point?
Yes, I probably had lived there 6 months.
Okay.
Yep, and I
Okay.
actually saw the ad on my Instagram pop up,
Okay.
and my
Mm-hmm.
mom was visiting in town, and I was like, I think I'm going to apply for this. And
Mm-hmm.
my family is so supportive, so she was like, okay, girl, whatever you want, go for it. And you have to send in a video. I sent in my video, and they seemed to like me, and it's like a 6 month process.
Yeah.
So from June, that happened in June. We didn't get married till February. So 7 months
Okay.
later, you get married after you apply.
Okay. And where do you stand on the pre-marriage etiquette? I had Eris not long ago, and we famously found out that he had sex with someone 2 weeks before, and we've had people say they were staying celibate till then. Like, do
Yeah,
you think day one starts from when you say I do, or the minute you apply, you're like, okay, I gotta prepare because I might
yeah.
be a bride. Where do you stand on
I
that?
love that question. So first of all, everybody is different.
Yeah,
Every journey is different. Now, what I did, I just felt weird knowing that I was kind of potentially getting engaged.
yeah,
So it definitely was not from when I applied. but it was from when I was getting close.
Mhm.
So probably around October, I started to tell my friends and family. I was like, I think I might be getting picked.
Mhm.
So I'm going to shut down like any sort of advances that come this way and
Yeah.
just focus on me right now.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't have doubts that others, you got to get yours when you can. So
Yeah. Okay. And you've mentioned your family and friends because a question that I've always had is, you know, that part where you sit them down and you tell them, I'm getting married in 2 weeks. I'm like, what do they think the cameras are there for? Like, are they really surprised? Do you not tell them ahead of time, or is the camera the first time you're telling them that I'm getting married in 2 weeks? Because it bothers me a little bit.
yeah, so truth be told, not regret because I don't like that word, but one area where I question my own judgment
Mhm.
was I really did not tell my dad. I
Yeah.
told him that I was going on a dating show
Yeah.
and that I wanted him to be there for it, and I did give him a lot of hints, but in terms of like marrying someone on screen that we don't know, yeah, no, you saw his reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoops.
But for your friends, like I feel like we talk to our friends regularly. Like, did you text them ahead of time or
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
mean
so they
honestly
knew.
for sure.
Okay.
They all knew because you can't like especially your friends who you see and talk to every single day. Like
Yeah.
my dad was back on the East Coast, so
Yeah.
it was a little bit easier to hide it from him.
Yeah.
But my friends were like, "Where are you disappearing off to all the time?" And like, "Why do you have to leave, sign off of work now?" And it was because I was doing all of those things to prepare for the show. So, very hard to hide it from them.
What is the process of getting your friends on the show? Like what they need to sign? Or were there friends that were like, yeah, I love you, but I don't want to be on TV? Did you have to bring friends you were not as close to because they would come? Well, I shouldn't say that because you shouldn't say
Yeah.
that too.
No, no,
But
no.
yeah,
That's a great question.
yeah.
So, who had the hardest time with it is my sister,
Mm.
the one who had like that FaceTime with Mitch, if you remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
She just like, she cares so much about all of us. And she was just worried like what the public was going to
Yeah,
say about everybody. She's a sweetheart.
yeah.
She was the toughest one. And back then, I don't know if it's like this now, but that was
Mhm.
2021. So
Yeah,
back then, there's a lot, you have to get COVID tested
yeah,
constantly.
yeah,
And it was, you had to go to a certain place. You couldn't go just anywhere. Like you would have to go to this certain place.
yeah.
So it was time consuming and a bit difficult to get everybody COVID tested constantly.
Mhm.
Other than my dear sister, everybody was so excited about it and like
Okay.
really, really, really supportive. I am from the East Coast, as I mentioned, so I had my California friends there, and then I had a few friends fly in from the East Coast to be there. So
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's good. Okay, so then you're getting married, you get told that you've been matched. I know you're excited, but what else did you feel?
honestly, I always felt really, really, really excited. Like I felt like I was a good person to do that, like I felt emotionally mature, I felt stable mentally. So I felt excited, like really, really excited. The nerves didn't hit me until wedding night. I became completely catatonic, like to the point where I could not speak. I
Wow.
remember taking a bath the morning of the wedding, and I just remember laying in the water in my own filth. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm going to do this. And is it too late to get out of
Yeah.
this? Like, who in their right mind does this? So I was really cool, calm, and collected till the actual morning of the wedding. And I was just imagining like what what kind of creature was going to be at the end of that altar.
Was there anything, any behind the scenes or anything that stood out from your wedding day? Because now we hear certain things like Michelle from the recent season said she was the first to get married and then they were locked up in the hotel room for like a long time. Did they make you wait a long time so you're like sitting in your thoughts? Like was there anything that stood out that day?
Yeah, one thing that they do, I'm sure I'm breaking some sort of contract, but I don't really care. One thing they do is they get you all dressed up and then you
Hmm.
put on the dress, you do the hair and you do the makeup, and they make you wait and film for, it was probably only like 45 minutes, but it feels like it's like 2 hours because that's the point where you're about to walk out.
Hmm.
And your friends and family also are kind of like sitting there while they're just filming you. Just they're trying to prolong it to see if you're going to have any sort of crazy reaction.
Question. Hmm.
Thankfully, I already had mine earlier in the
Earlier.
day, so they didn't get anything out of me. I think that they wanted. So I remember, oh my gosh, this is top secret. I remember getting married, and then we got married later. Like we were one of the later ones.
Okay.
I only had one night in the hotel, but I
Okay.
remember my friends and family were still there. So I had some feelings like pretty much that maybe Mitch was either overwhelmed or just not feeling me or whatever. And my friends came to my hotel room, and girl, I don't even know. I just acted completely crazy because you're filming like 20 hours straight at that
Yeah.
point.
Hmm.
No sleep. I gathered, and I knew he was into this, like, picking up trash and like saving the world, which is important. It is
Hmm.
important. It just maybe wasn't the time or place to save the world from trash, at a married at first sight kind of wedding. But
Yeah.
I remember I gathered all the trash from around the hotel room and I put it in the middle of the bed. And I just, in front of my friends, we were cracking up so hard. I was just acting crazy. And I just jumped into the pile of the trash. And I was just like, I am marrying someone, or I married someone who all I cares about is trash. And I just lost it. And then that night we fly out to the honeymoon right after that. So you get married, you film for 20 hours, you get separated, hung out with my friends that night for one last time, and then we flew out to get married, and then, or excuse me,
To the
go
honeymoon.
go to the honeymoon.
Yeah.
And then I remember the first time I saw Mitch again was at the airport, and I remember he was freaking out because he was always freaking out because he was like, "What the hell have I done?" And he was looking for a place to brush his teeth at the airport.
Okay. Wait, just to go back. So
Yeah,
you're saying what you're saying is after you got married, you had a feeling that he wasn't feeling you, not
correct.
before you got married. Okay.
It was
Why
after.
why did you have that feeling based on
When someone likes you, like,
Okay.
I feel like it's pretty obvious when somebody's into you.
Yeah.
Especially when a man is into a woman,
Yeah.
it's just obvious. They're looking at you in the eyes, they're asking you questions, they are, kind of following you around, quite
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I felt like anytime he could bring up the environment, he was bringing up the environment instead of like our marriage.
Yeah. So you walk down the aisle, you see Mitch and the band-aid on his head. What are your thoughts? Your first thoughts?
Honestly, I thought he was fine. I not
Okay.
like fine,
Yeah.
but I thought he was cute.
Yeah.
Not like the, you know, I
Yeah.
don't know, like a movie star, but I thought he was cute. I was like, all right, I can work with this.
Yeah. I'm with you. I thought Mitch had a really nice smile. I really liked when he smiled. That it did for me. But I think the
Yeah,
band-aid, would that have did that throw you off at all? Were you like, did you just miss?
definitely. And I remember in my confessionals, my producer was like, "So what do you think about his head?" And they wanted me so badly to talk about it, but I was
Yeah.
I was trying to be respectful, and I
Yeah.
I might have just said, "Is something on his head?" You know?
Yeah. Okay, so this is a question I've always had. From the wedding to the hotel room to the honeymoon, when do you pack? Do you pack before you get married and your suitcase is already? What is the logistics of all of that? Because I'm like, how does this work?
Correct. You basically, when you leave your apartment or your home or whatever, you don't come back for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So you pack, you get married, you have the hotel room, you get on the plane to go to the honeymoon, and then you also move into your new apartment and they film all of that. So I remember I was so sad trying to get back to my plants. And yeah, and Luna, because Luna hadn't had me for 2 weeks. My plants didn't have me. So I remember like rushing. I was like begging my producer, can I please go home and water my plants and see my dog?
But if you don't know where you're going for your honeymoon, do they tell you like, "Oh, it's a tropical place or
Yes,
something?" Okay, and then okay, that's how you pack.
exactly.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. All right. We got to talk about the honeymoon because it was a honeymoon for you. At this point, since you already knew that he wasn't feeling you, was it worse by the time you got to the honeymoon? Like it was just like was he
Yeah,
trying?
no,
Okay.
he was trying to maybe make me a friend, I would say.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't have any sort of ill will at
Yeah.
all. You can't control who you like. You can't
Yeah.
control who you're attracted to. I actually found myself feeling bad for him, for real, at times. So, all right. So I remember in the airport is kind of where it started, where he was freaking out looking for a place to brush his teeth. I was just like, gotta calm down, find you a bathroom, like it's gonna be okay.
Mhm.
And I have TSA pre-check, so typically I would wait behind with people who don't have it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get my TSA pre-check. So
You
just
left him?
left him behind, just went right through the line. I was like, I'll meet you at the gate. So we get on the plane, and I could just feel his nerves like just radiating. And we weren't being filmed. Like we weren't being filmed at the airport. We weren't being
Yeah.
filmed on the plane, but I could feel his nerves. So I was just like, I just have to keep him calm and comfortable, like I don't
Yeah.
want to freak him out or anything. And in hindsight, I'm like so worried about him all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, what about me? But
Yeah.
so we arrive. I made some sort of joke. I can't remember. Gosh, it was a flirtatious joke. Heaven forbid. It was not, we were married. I made one flirtatious joke, and he freaked out over the flirtatious joke, and I was like, oh boy, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
And I felt like he was just trying to get through the day.
Yeah.
Like he
And
was just
now it's yeah.
trying to make it through the day. And then I'm like, am I not as much fun as I once?
And I can imagine that will stress you out too, because you're worrying about his feelings, worrying about am I the problem and what's going on. But did you all as a cast travel together or was everyone in different
Yes.
flights? I
Yes.
can't
We are
remember, I think.
all
Okay.
together,
Okay.
thankfully. So that's how I get so close with my girls, because they really kind of saw what I was going through. And then we have a welcome dinner at the honeymoon, and everyone, you can watch it back, but everybody goes around and says something really nice about their couples.
Mhm.
And when it
Yeah.
comes to Mitch, I think they actually edit out what he says, but he doesn't say really anything nice about me.
Yeah.
And it was just hard after hearing it 4 times,
Yeah.
and that he couldn't even just make something up like she is funny or she has a nice smile. He just couldn't
Yeah.
even do it. So I knew. I mean, I can pick up on cues. I knew.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because I've been a MAFS watcher since season 1 and I'm on the fence of keeping the couples separated. I don't necessarily think it's a good thing all the time. Even
Yes.
though I understand from your point of view you make friends and you do that. I'm currently doing a rewatch of season 9, which I think was maybe the last one, and they meet up but they don't fly together. They don't have to hang out all the time. They meet up every now and then, just a good amount, I think. So I think that's where I was wondering. I couldn't remember if your season they had started making sure like now they want the drama. I believe I call it new era maths, and
Yeah.
they want everyone to hang out and compare themselves and do all of the
Ugh.
things. So
Comparing is tough. Anytime I
yeah,
compare myself to anything, I feel bad. Even
yeah,
if it's good, I feel bad. So I completely agree with you. I think we kind of lost potential for couples
yeah,
when they compare each other to each other, because you
yeah.
can't compare anybody to anybody. Everybody's different from different backgrounds.
Yeah, and everyone wants to say, "Oh, don't compare," but we're also human beings. Like, even if you don't want to, reflexively, you're just like, "Well, why am I not progressing?" But anyways, at the point where you had the conversation with Mitch, where you were like, "I'm ready to progress physically during the honeymoon," was that? Did you mean sex or just physical hold your hands, or was it a conversation the producer had? What was the whole background?
Can you remind me, is this when we're having dinner?
No, it was daytime. You were
Oh, okay.
sitting
Am I in a
across from each other.
robe?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that the
Yes.
one? Because you were pissed. No, that was the one after he tried to. No, not that one. That was. We'll get there, but that was after he
Okay.
tried some the night before. But this was before you were like, I would like more. But it
What a roller
seems
coaster.
like a Frankenbite because I know you always have to be conscious of the editing of what is said or what is not.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like, were you asking him like straight up, I'm ready for sex?
No,
Or
no,
were
no. I
you just
remember
saying,
now. I
okay,
remember. This is okay. There's a few parts here. So when we were, I believe we were at dinner. I was basically asking him, "What's up?" Because you're not even like looking at me, holding
yeah,
my hand. We're not even like hugging.
okay,
Like, what's up with the relationship kind of thing.
yeah,
Definitely not sex at that point, but I'm sure we'll get to that.
yeah, okay.
I was pretty much
Because
like, "Do you like me? It doesn't look like you do. Are you going to hold my hand? Are you going to touch me with a 10-foot pole? Like, what's going to happen here?"
yeah, because it was just left open. Like all you said was, I'm ready to progress physically. And I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then right after you say that, I think off camera, he tried to have sex with you and
Yes.
that
I'm
whole
like, yes.
thing.
Um,
And
that
we're like,
okay.
huh?
So that after that discussion, which was a good discussion, he was pretty much like, "I'm feeling crazy, overwhelmed. I'm not really like feeling this or into this." We were okay. I was like, "That's okay. Let's take things slow. Let's try even just be friends, like
Mhm.
let's just let's just get to know each other." We were all good, right? And then we hung out at the pool. Somebody brought over tequila. It was not me. Somebody brought tequila over. And I was like, okay, we're having fun. Nowhere in my head was I like, all right, it's going down, tonight. I was just like, all right, we took a couple steps back, we took a couple steps forward. We're gonna be friends. That night he did make very went from not looking at me to 100, like
Yeah.
0 to 100. So then the next day in our robes and we're getting a massage, I was like, I gotta somehow let people know what the hell happened last night. So I was trying to say, and I don't ever want to blame editing, but I was trying to say, I want some sort of healthy relationship. I think they just cut out and say, "I want sex" before the end of this experience.
Yeah.
But it really said something like, "I want a balanced, healthy progression of a relationship
Mm.
by the end of this experience." Or if it is this hot and cold, black and white by the end, then I don't know if I can say yes. That is
Yeah.
what the conversation was. So I
Yeah.
didn't want to scare him away completely and never try to make a move again. But I also wanted to progress normally,
Yeah.
just kind of build up to it and not, it was just so confusing by that point.
Okay. So when did he try to make a move? Not the tequila night, you said?
Yes, it
Or
was
was that
tequila night.
the tequila
Oh,
night?
it was
Okay.
tequila night.
Did you sleep in a separate room that day? Like, were you uncomfortable or were you
No,
confused?
no. Just
Okay. Okay.
confused, never uncomfortable.
Okay.
He's very, very like respectful and calm, and
Okay.
he's a good guy. It was just such a confusing. It's not a normal thing to marry someone you don't know on TV.
Yeah.
So it, everybody's going to react their own way.
Yeah. Yeah. And he
But
was overwhelmed.
yeah, we hung out all day the next day. And when we had our massages, I was like, all right, buddy, let's just progress normally. Thank you for trying.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of take it one day at a time
Okay.
now.
Okay. So the honeymoon happens. Was there any standout memory during the honeymoon for you?
The last sorry, the last night, I mean, the whole thing was actually really fun, but the last night, all the couples got together and there was a mariachi band. And I think Morgan and Ben kind of started to bicker a little bit. Like, I think that I remember them starting to like maybe go back and forth and argue a little
Yeah.
bit. And then saved by the mariachi band, right where they're starting to get heated in their argument, comes out like da 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 da, and then we all just sprung up and started dancing, and the crew also danced with us too, and we had like so much fun.
Okay.
So I would say anytime we were like all having fun together, really.
Yes.
There weren't a ton of like romantic Krysten
Yeah.
and Mitch moments during
Yeah.
it.
So, okay, you fly back home, you go straight to your apartment, but at some point, I think you went to visit Mitch's place. And
Oh
my
God.
question is, when you saw his apartment,
Oh
why
my God.
did you not file for divorce ASAP? It was so gross.
I was really, really, really trying so hard not to drag this man through the mud. And sometimes I was successful at that, like that day. And some other times I was not successful. I was just confused because they tell you that they're going to come and film the apartment. So I was like, is this his best day
Yeah.
at the, is this, did he clean up before?
No. No, I think that's what it was. Is fine if you're messy, it is what it is. But you knew a camera crew was coming. You knew your new wife was coming, and you did not even make an attempt to do anything. So that was what was so annoying about that.
The,
Okay.
the stovetop was the worst. Do you remember? You
Yes.
remember there was like flies, like
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I would have filed for divorce. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing this
in
forever.
his slight defense, that is a single man, a lot, not all of them. I give it 75 to 80% of single men's apartments and homes.
Ew.
That's why they have us. They need us.
No, I'm gonna say this. I My husband does more cleaning than me. I'm not That's not my
Oh,
forte. We
you
have
have a good
our
man.
Yeah, we have our different strengths and stuff, and for us he does more. Not that I can't do it. I'm just, why should I? Like, I have other things that I can do. But yeah.
What a good man.
And then that's how most men's places are. They need to do better, honestly. It's just
They're not lonely enough. We
ugh.
need we need to get them even lonelier, and then yeah,
It's the sign of
then
growing
we
up.
can start dating them again.
So there were a couple of things that happened through the course of your relationship. At the time, my co-host and I were heated about the conversation you and Mitch had about hobbies. It
Oh,
was
thank you,
just
thank
it
you.
was just such a trigger because men like to think like what women like is not hobbies, but because society has made theirs like, listen, I like soccer, football, whichever you want to call it, but at the end of the day, if someone wants to trivialize it and say, well, it's just men chasing a ball, why are you crying? Why are you doing that? But oh no, it's okay. We can have our fantasy draft, we can do that. It's okay. But I say I'm doing something and you're like, is that really a hobby? That was a really annoying scene to watch.
I am so thankful that you said this because I didn't think anybody got me when we were having this kind of debate. I felt so alone because
No.
everybody was like, "I think you're being a little like I don't think you're making any sense, and I think
Mm-mm. No.
you're being harsh on him." But I that might have been one of the times I was most mad. I might have been more mad then
Yeah.
than at the "I'm not attracted to you" dinner. I was more mad then. And
Yes.
I just, they don't show everything, but I get like, everybody says I was so calm and collected the whole time. And I was, but they really don't show some moments of
Yeah.
when I was really, really pissed off. And that was the hobby conversation.
Yeah. I could tell like you were really pissed off. I think you were one of the more understanding brides that we've had, but I think even as pissed as you were, Mitch was being a little condescending. Like, I didn't always think Mitch was terrible. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes at a
he
point he's
wasn't.
not good at communicating it, but in this case I do think he was wrong because he was being condescending. There's no other way.
Again, like, your surfing and your I don't even remember what it all was. I mean, all I can
Mhm.
remember was surfing and riding a bike. Riding a bike.
Yeah.
Why is surfing and riding a bike? Because what? It's more masculine. Is why is
Mhm.
that a hobby? But me reading, loving to cook. I love to hike too. I love to go to the beach. I
Yeah.
mean, I have hobbies, but they don't count
As
as
hobby. Yeah.
hobbies for some reason.
Yeah.
To him, I was like, no, that's no, 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 no. Your hobbies are no more important than mine. Mine are equally
Yeah.
important.
Um, the whole makeup gate when he told your sister he prefers if you wore less makeup, should he say that? Did she call you immediately? She hung up?
Yes, she called me immediately. And I, another time when I was so furious, just
Yeah.
absolutely furious. I mean, looking back, I probably was overly furious, maybe, but it it kind of caused me to come to a head and a realization that I deserved more, and I was just kind of settling for less and accepting something below the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, like you would think I'm out here, not that it matters because every woman decides should wear as much makeup as they would like to. But you would think I was like contouring and like falsy lashes and like red lipstick with liner every single day. And so what if I was? But
Yeah.
he just thought I was just really packing on the cake. So, okay.
How mad was your sister when she called you on the scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, she was a strong 8, I would say,
Yeah.
because she was just like, Krysten, it is just, again, it's just him, and I just don't see you in any of this. It's just
Yeah.
all about him, what he likes, what he wishes he had, what he doesn't have, what he hopes to have one day, instead of like, let's get to know Krysten through her sister. It just, the conversation just didn't go the way that I had
Mm-mm.
hoped it went, neither did she.
Okay, so talk to me about your decision day process. Like, when did you know you were going to say no? Because I think you said if he had said yes, you still would have said no, right? But a lot of people on the internet seem to think that you were going to say yes regardless. But I mean, you know yourself better. When did you
Yeah.
know that this was going to be a no for you?
Yes. So people are welcome to think whatever they would like to think. Um, there's no doubt that you talk about it. Like you, the couples and the producers talk about what they're going to say at decision day. And of course, though, somebody can change their mind.
Yeah.
Even if you talk about it, they could say something different for certain.
Yeah.
So here's where I was at. I sat them down. I will never forget this. And I was like, it was kind of really not that far after the makeup gate kind of fiasco.
Hmm.
I think all we had done was maybe taken Luna surfing,
Hmm.
and we had, he had gone on his conference, took off his ring, and actually
Hmm.
put in the jacuzzi or whatever. Those were like the only two things that had really happened since the makeup, gate thing. So I sat them down and I was like, I'm letting everybody know right now I'm saying no.
Okay.
I have been uncomfortable. I have just been this would never be a relationship that I would want to continue in. And I did say, full transparency, I said, I don't put me in there first because I'm going to say no. If you want to if you put me first, you're going to get a no. I said the only way I would say yes is if Mitch goes first and he has a very, 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 very compelling speech
Mhm.
and a stance of gratitude for me and all the things that he is going to do to work on this relationship. Because I'm sure you can tell, but like everybody wants you to say yes.
Yeah.
Everybody else besides Ben and Morgan our season said yes. Like
Yeah.
they persuade you to say yes.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm saying no. So put me first. I'll say no. And I think I think Mitch was maybe open either way. Like I think maybe just for the peace, like it was thrown out there for the piece of things that we should, say yes and try and work on things kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. And they also, again, I'm probably going to get in trouble, but they also do, I believe that they help you along if you say yes. What I mean by that is they'll help contribute to a joint home
Yeah.
together if you say yes.
Yeah.
So I think he liked the sound of that. But your girl ain't hurting for coin. So I'm like, that's not, I'm not going to say yes so we can have a little bit of money and live together. And, you know, I'm going to say yes, not based on a false future that I don't know anything about. I would say
Yeah.
yes based on how the last 8 weeks has gone, and it hasn't gone well.
Yeah.
So we were all hoping that he was going to, we said he would go first because we were hoping that he would have a really great speech of persuasion prepared, in which case I could have maybe been persuaded.
Yeah.
Um, and he actually had amazing things to say. He did say amazing things.
Mhm.
And of course, it amounted to like, what is the right thing for us to do, which was get divorced. So that's why you kind of see me like, I completely agree. I do agree. I think it's time to get divorced. So
So was it a last minute decision for you, or was it somewhere along the way, like week 5, week 6, that you were like, it's going to be a no, or it was just till decision day or week 8 or something like? I'm trying to get like a time frame of
yeah,
when your heart knew I have to say no.
we had a good run. We had a really good couple weeks. And then just our between our, oh, you know what? It had to be when he was like trying to, I don't even like trying to lecture me at karaoke. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He was lecturing me at karaoke. I was just never doing enough. I mean, it started there because we were having a good run before then, and it was just little by little by little, and then of course the makeup gate thing. I was just done. I was so checked out after makeup gate, and I put on a pretty face to
Okay.
try and get through. There was only like a week and a half, maybe 10 days
Yeah.
after that. So I just put on a pretty face after that, but
Okay.
probably when he lectured me about my hobbies and about my dreams of owning investment properties.
Investment
I was like, all
property.
right, I'm out.
You're helping the man. I remember that. So, how did you make the transition, or did he switch up in terms of, honeymoon? He's saying that he wasn't attracted to you. By the time you start moving in together and living together, was he showing signs that he was attracted to you that let you guys start having sex, or what changed, I guess?
I think that he had a notion about me. He judged me for whatever, hair, makeup, lack of hobbies, whatever you want to call it. He judged me, and then when he got to know me, I do think that he started to like me a little bit. We honestly started having fun. We started like watching the same, like he realized that I like to watch the same movies as him, and we were watching like Dune one night. We would like go out. We went to Korean barbecue one night, had a lot of
Hmm.
fun. So we actually just started to like date
Hmm.
each other, and it just started to happen like just very organically, you know?
Hmm.
And it was like we were a square peg in a round hole. That's a funny reference at talking about sex, but we were a square peg in a round hole, and we were just kind of like trying to find similarities, and we, you know, found a way to make it work for a little bit, but it just wasn't like a lifetime relationship.
Yeah. Okay. The retreat. Oh, let me go back to decision day. A very big topic of conversation among us viewers was the whole leaving the door open. You
Oh my
guys, the
god!
door is ajar. And then when you were leaving, I think you said something like, "Oh, we might be kissing in the car." And I'm like, "Did you guys hook up that night? Like, it was so confusing." I was like, Pastor Cal was
Oh
confused,
my
but I think I was
god!
even more confused. Like, because for me, it was like, I wanted you to just close it, like done, done. Like this is not a match.
Yes,
But it
yes.
seemed like, and I'm like, was he giving you some kind of hope behind the scenes? Because he seemed pretty clear, like he wasn't into it. So what were your thoughts on that whole situation and the
Yes,
ajar gate?
I forgot all about that. Um, I look again, unless you marry a stranger, which only I don't know how many contestants listen to me. I don't know how many brides and grooms there have been on this show, but
Yeah.
unless you do that, like you don't really understand it. Have you ever had like a failed talking stage or like,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
It was more like yes, on paper we were married, yes, but it was also like we had shared this crazy experience together,
yeah,
and we did have a marriage quote unquote bond. And it did feel wrong to like completely like never speak to each other again. I think it just depends on what everybody's perception of a door open means. Um, I don't even know. I didn't even want to talk about a door. I don't know
yeah.
who brought up a door, and like I just
Pastor
didn't.
counted.
Yeah,
Pastor counted. It was like,
okay,
is there a chance? Is the door open? And you're like, it's
got it.
ajar.
No,
So
I was dumb and naive, honestly naive, and I probably just should have said it's closed forever. But I'm like, I was just like, oh well, we've been through a lot together. Who knows? Kind of more so. Not like, oh, I'm gonna sit here wait and I need hope from you. So please don't let me go yet because I'm just holding out on hope. Like, come on now.
Well, because there was that scene. I don't know if it was after. I can't remember the timeline. It's not so long, but it's long ago. But
Yeah.
Alexis spoke up for you, I think, and she said, and I think in the reunion also said she did it just to make sure the door was closed because she was like, "So, Mitch, are you waiting? Is it
Oh my
romantic?
God.
Are you that?" So it was like 3 times, and so for us, we're like, "Huh? So is she really waiting for him, or what does this mean?" So yeah, and then
Yeah.
they chewed his ass out because he's like, "No, I don't want to be." And then it seemed like everyone got mad at him for saying that. And we're all like, we heard him.
We're
I don't
so
know if there's something
confused.
else.
No, no,
So,
no. Listen,
okay.
he was abundantly clear. I I think that that is also me, like, trying to keep the peace. And
Okay.
in reality, I feel like things would have even been we don't know what the outcome or backlash would have been if I was like, "My door shut forever." You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Hmm.
So, I can't express it enough, though, that I have no ill will towards him.
Yeah.
I I don't know how the public interprets me, but I am, like I consider myself a decent human being, and I'm just not the type that's gonna just be like "f you," married stranger husband who doesn't want me, door shut forever, see you never. Like that's just
Yeah.
not kind of who I was at that time. So,
Yeah. Speaking of the public, how do you handle comments? Are you scrolling on Reddit? Are you reading comment? Like, how do you handle
girl,
that?
I do not look, I don't scroll, I don't comment, I don't reply. I
Yeah.
live in full peace, and I don't think we were meant to know all that stuff that people think
Yes.
about us.
Yes.
During the show though, everybody, like everyone who's ever been on reality TV is
Yeah.
definitely curious while it's airing, for
Yeah.
sure. So I mean, all 10 of us were like looking, not so much Reddit, but like if somebody comments your own photo, like, yeah, you're gonna see it. A little bit DMs here and there I would read, but not so much anymore. It's been a while,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
more people have gotten married on the show, and I'm sure they're
Mhm.
getting all the attention now anyway.
Yeah, and how did that affect you on After Party? Because I know there's a part in After Party where the show is now airing and you can see some of the comments that are being said. Did that affect you in any way in your responses in After Party, or you just business as usual?
Normally business as usual. What's tough about the comments is like, I think from when I was looking, I was so grateful to have maybe 95%
Hmm.
positive reinforcement. And the reason why you don't look is because you'll always remember the 5%
Yeah,
horrible things that you don't
yeah,
even think about yourself.
Hmm.
And there were still horrible things that I read that I should never have read about
Yeah.
myself. And yeah, like that, you have that in your mind, and that little 5%, you're like, well, I don't want those five people to think this about me. So maybe I need to answer it this way. I tried really hard not to do it, but it's still in the back of your mind sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I want to talk about the part where I was at the pool party where you went off on
Yes.
the experts. Last season, I don't know how much you're keeping up with maths, but last season we had the cheating scandal. And, it was very clear these people did not want to be with them. And I just kept going off about we're not going to give people kudos for trying because you knew what you came to do on the show. And just because you're trying, you want to get applause for that. And that was part of your speech that you were telling Dr. Pepper, like, I'm tired of accepting that I am attractive enough and he's doing this. Was there a part of you that was pissed at the experts for everything, like for who they matched you with, for giving Mitch kudos for the bare minimum? Because you are, there's a group of you guys that I called, and you're in that group of brides who I think are ready. Like, whoever you give me, as long as you give me a kind person, a good person is willing to work with me, I'll do my best, with that.
Yeah.
And most of the times they give these brides people that are like like you can't win. So was that part of your frustration when you were like, enough? Enough.
I signed up for it,
Yeah.
and I knew that it was a possibility to get what I got,
Yeah.
and I got it for sure. I was so frustrated, as you could see, that I just felt like everybody was just telling me that this is okay. This is okay. He's okay. He's trying. Like, look at all your progress. And it was like the bar was just so low
So,
for a mate for me that
yeah.
I was like, if one more person tells me how good this is going, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. And yeah, when she, it was Dr. Pepper, when
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper's like talking to Mitch, and she's like, I mean, she's attractive enough, right? I
Yeah.
just had to put up the pointer finger, and I was like, Dr. Pepper, we are not, we're not going to do that, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. It was good.
Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of him getting all of this praise. And meanwhile, I don't even recognize myself anymore. Like,
Yeah.
who am I? Like, I'm just so confused all the time. I'm just on a roller coaster, and I'm sure I'm not making sense half the time.
We were just happy. Like, we were like, yes, we're glad that you spoke up because sometimes they just say whatever they want to say just to keep the show along and they want to keep their record going.
Yeah,
Um,
they have a job to do, so I understand.
well, I'm a viewer, so I can say
Yes,
what.
you can, but they have a job to do. But I do too, and it was to stand up for myself, and I probably waited a little bit too long. But hey,
Yeah.
it happened. So
Yeah. So I ask everyone who experienced this question. Dr. Pierre is now the permanent expert, but if you had to pick between Devon and Dr. Pia, who would you have picked?
So Dr. Pia was brand new on our season, and I think she was finding her footing.
Hmm.
But uh, Devon was very nice to look at, and all the girls were just so happy when they got to film with Devon. So obviously Devon.
Oh man. Okay. Stepping outside of you and Mitch for a little bit, what was your take on the whole Ben and Morgan situation? Because I don't know if the experience is different from someone who was there and us who's watching an
Yeah,
edited version.
yeah. So I mean, if I could have some self reflection, I think, and also defending all of us too, when you're so close to something like, the door open, the door shut situation, the Morgan and Ben situation, like all the things that happen, when you're
Mhm.
so close and being filmed constantly, you really start to kind of lose touch with what is happening. Like, what
Yeah.
is the reality? What is the right thing to do? What is the wrong thing to do? So when we were all in it, I think we had some blind loyalty to our girl,
Yeah.
Morgan.
Hmm.
Um, and after the show is done, Ben and I end up getting to be good friends as well. I haven't talked to Morgan. There's no beef, but Ben and
Yeah.
I end up becoming good friends. And then when I rewatched the show, I was like, oh God, like
Hmm.
this is not this is not good. And
Hmm.
the girls had blind loyalty, and not we did not hold her accountable at all
Yeah.
during the show. I mean, we didn't, and we should have. Now, Ben was not innocent at all in the
Yeah.
situation, but
Hmm.
he took accountability. He apologized. We all made mistakes.
Yeah.
So I do think it would have been nice if we had said, "Hey, Morgan, the guys apologized. He made a mistake. He was kind of gossiping,
Yeah.
about her behind off camera, and we probably should have held her a little bit accountable." And then I think that they should have tried to work through it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
I,
know. I felt like it would have. I think they should have always worked through it. At least got to the 8 weeks, and just seen if anything was there.
if I was Ben, I don't think I would have. There was a lot coming
Yeah,
from Morgan, and I would not put myself willingly through all that. It felt like she probably didn't feel that way, but it felt like she hated him. And it's like the punishment didn't match the crime. It was just
100%.
it's so yeah, so I get it that he triggered probably something she's working through, and your reaction is always bigger when it's
Yeah.
whatever that's a sensitive spot for you. But it was just like, oh my god, and then yeah, it was good that they let them get out
Watching
of
it,
that.
I will tell you, watching it back, it looked so much crazier
Yeah,
than living it. But I wasn't there when she like threw the flowers on the ground and was like, "You're talking about me," or whatever it was. We're done.
yeah,
I wasn't there for that. But I do, if she had not had such extreme reactions and if
yeah.
they communicated about it and worked through it, I think that they could have,
They
would have,
could have.
should have.
Yeah, because they were attracted to each other, and I think Morgan is stunning. I couldn't stop staring at her skin. So
Gorgeous.
like, yeah, so
Absolutely gorgeous. Also,
yeah,
fantastic personality, very smart, very hardworking, very well traveled. Like, there's a
yeah,
million things you didn't get to see
yeah.
about her because it had become, she felt betrayed in her TV marriage, and that is a very tough thing to go
Get
through.
over. Yeah. Okay, so is there any misconception about you that you want to clear up?
I think I am patient, and I love all the positive remarks that I did see at the time when I was looking. And I definitely do stand up for myself. I promise everybody I do. I do
Okay.
have, boundaries. I do not put up with shit. I mean, I think I overcorrected, and I don't put up with
Yeah.
any shit from men anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I kind of just wish that I probably stood up for myself a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit stronger, a little bit more opinionated than you see sometimes, but that doesn't mean I'm also not understanding and patient. I'm all those things,
Yeah.
like strong, independent, but also nurturing, caring, and imperfect for
Yeah.
sure, for sure, for sure.
So would you say that was the biggest lesson you learned about yourself, or is there another lesson that you learned just watching yourself back through the season?
Yeah, just no, just to stand up for yourself. The relationship you have with yourself is number one.
Hmm.
And anyone who you meet who's along for the ride, great, but don't ever try and make yourself into something that you think someone else wants. Don't
Yeah.
ever do that. You'll end up with the wrong person, first of all. And second of all, you won't be fully loved by that person either.
Yeah. Um, who from the maths universe would you pick by yourself to go on a date with?
Oh my gosh, Henry.
I this is a good gasp. I know it came out like that. I was like,
I It's
I
so
can
funny because
see
we've
it.
hung out before, and I will die if he's listening. I think he has a girlfriend though, and I think she's lovely and beautiful. So don't take this as an advance, but If
I
he's
know.
ever single, he should call me.
I haven't seen them post pictures in a while. I actually thought they broke up.
He is
So,
so funny,
oh,
and like dry. And I think, I watched his season, but it was a while ago. The New Orleans, obviously.
yeah,
And you don't get that. You don't get him from the show at all. It was when I
yeah,
met him. We hung out. I think we did a special together, an after party together. And
yeah.
there was nothing. I want to be clear. There was no flirting, nothing. Like
You hear
just,
that, guys? There was
just,
nothing.
I swear, just friends. And he had a girlfriend then, and I'm pretty sure
Yes.
he still has one. So
Okay.
I will just be over here minding my own business.
Waiting for the door to be open. Too soon.
Waiting for someone to open my door, my closed door.
I will say my co-host called it. She loves Henry.
Oh
She
my
always
gosh, I
thought he
love
was
him.
funny and he was that. Is there a second person?
So funny. Oh, okay, let's go through it really quick. Oh, I never spoke to him in my life, and I don't know how he was on the show, but is it Brendan? Brendan? No, he's
Brennan?
cute. I never,
Brennan?
I didn't watch
Okay,
the
yeah,
show.
he's cute, but based on the show, you don't want him. No.
I didn't, and I don't
Yeah.
like to judge from the show, and I have never
Yes.
exchanged words. That is
Yeah.
literally from looking at someone.
Yeah.
But I believe you if you say the personality is not there, which is super important, of course.
Based on TV. And he has a girlfriend. So
Yeah.
okay.
Ryan from Houston and I are friends. We're just friends, but we're friends. He's a lovely, lovely guy. If anybody is in the market looking for a man,
Ryan is friends with everyone.
he's friends with
He's
everybody. He's like the first one you call when you get done with MAFS. I'm sure he's hanging out with already people in the new seasons. Um,
I call him the kinetic glue because he hangs out with Love is Blind people too. So
oh my gosh, yes, I forgot he dated
he
Stacey
dated,
from
yeah.
Love Is Blind. I forgot
Mhm,
about that.
mhm, mhm.
Who am I
Yeah.
missing? Would you set me up with anybody from past
Um,
seasons?
when you ask me that question, I go blank. I should have thought of that beforehand. There's not a lot of good people on Matt. Sorry, and I want
That's
good for
okay.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate
So
that.
yeah, okay. And I know you speak to Alexis. Anyone else that you speak to or that you're close to in the
Sasha,
mass?
Sasha,
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Alexis.
Okay.
I love, who I love? Beth. Beth from Charlotte.
That's the season I'm covering now, and my listeners know I went to London last month and ran into her
Oh my, no
right in front.
way!
Yes, what are
Oh
the
my
odds?
God.
But when you're not expecting to see someone and you're like, wait, what?
You're
And
like,
so I was like,
oh,
Beth.
yeah.
But yes, she seems fun. She seems
I
fun. Yeah.
love her, obsessed
Yeah.
with her. I've only spoken to her, like we talk
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh,
Lindy. Okay.
Lindy, Stasha, Alexis, and I went to Tulum last year.
Okay.
We had the best time. I'm trying to plan something. We're trying to plan a reunion once a year for the girls. Morgan's always invited as well.
Yeah.
But the four of us went last time.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think my final question for you is would you do reality TV again? Or is there any reality TV that you watch that you would want to be a part of?
Great question. I would not date or find romance again personally. I think you're kind of one and done when you marry a stranger on TV. That's my
Yeah.
personal opinion.
Yeah.
I would love to host a show. I would
Mm.
love to host a special, hint, hint, kinetic. I would
Mhm.
love to be the one asking the questions instead
Yeah.
of being the one watched romantically. I don't know if I could do it again.
I mean, shoot your shot. It's Peacock now. There's more money. Just give them a compelling argument. You never know.
I would go on one that, like, I would have loved to go on Love is Blind in the early seasons. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I would have been
Yeah.
great and could have had a higher success from their
Yeah.
attacks in the beginning.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like, they're pumping them out and the success rate isn't as high.
Yeah. I think that's all around. So, okay, before I let you go, what are you currently reading? Because I know you're a reader.
Absolutely. Right now, I am been into Abby Jimenez.
Okay.
And just that summer, just one summer, right now, which is like
Is that
a
Carly Fortune?
no, it's Abby Jimenez.
Jimenez? Okay, okay, okay,
Yes,
okay.
I love her. I just finished Yours Truly by her, and so this is
Okay,
the next one in her sequence. It's like just for the summer, just for the summer.
okay, okay, awesome.
And yeah, I try to do a book a week. I've been so busy with work lately that I've been slacking, but yeah, no, I always have something in my hand.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you,
Yeah,
Kristen. This was so much fun.
good.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you had fun, and it was really fun. Thank you so much too for even like thinking of me,
Of
being
course, of
important enough to talk to.
of course. Well, guys, if you want to let me know who Kristen should be set up with in the Maths verse, let me know and I will let her know who it is and maybe we can get her to shoot her shot and slide into their DMs if they're single. Just to be clear
Gotta
about
be
that.
single.
And you guys know where to find me. It's also called MAFS on Instagram, on Twitter, on Blue Sky, and on Threads. Please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. And until the next time, bye guys.